I used to do crazy things and chase after hard goals because it gave me some sort of control over my life. I tied my self-worth to those things. It felt like my duty to silently toil away in the dark until the crazy thing that I had set out to accomplish drills a hole into the earth above me, shining light on my weary face, and I could prove to someone that I had been worthy all along. Yet now, though I am aware of the mistakes I've made, I've begun to reassess and understand the value of the impossible, the small impossibilities that you can perform every day to flip the script. That's what this is about, flipping the script, turning things around, even just a little bit. When life gets dull, when the ordinary drags on, we blame the ordinary, but not ourselves for not doing something extraordinary. I've come to realize over the years that I value the challenge itself and the growth it offers, and most importantly, many of the good things in my life, the things that are quite priceless, have come from doing something seemingly impossible. How I made my close friends in college was by striking up conversation with classmates when 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't have. How I started YouTube was filming videos that no one was watching. Like seriously, waking up at 5 a.m. to capture the sunrise and film a video that I knew no one would watch. And I did that twice. Do you know what was going on in my head at that moment when I woke up, sleep deprived, groggy as hell, knowing that I had to run outside in December, somehow set up a camera in public, and make it make sense? But I did it anyway. I thought about calling the quits so many times before my marathon, but I told myself that if I could do this one impossible thing, I could do anything. And I kept doing things where I thought, well, what are the chances that I'd actually do that? And that's why I have meaningful experiences and stories in my life and personal growth that I would not trade for anything. Attempting the impossible makes your life far richer because you realize the possibilities out there for you. You find out more, far more about the world and yourself. Essentially, you give yourself a chance at something incredible. The impossible starts small. And most of the time, when I'm talking about the impossible, I'm not talking about big things like running a marathon, an ultra marathon, graduating top of your class, saving 10,000 orphans. I'm talking about getting up at 6:30 a.m. when you usually get up at 9. Small things, but so unusual, so out of the ordinary that they seem impossible. The kind of thing that makes you ask yourself, what am I doing? The impossible things. The improbable things that I'm talking about are those actions that 99 times out of 100, you just wouldn't do it. Yet those are the actions that can lead to the extraordinary. These days, I often ask myself, what are the chances? What are the chances that I get out of bed right now? What are the chances that I film this sequence today, finish this script today, run 7 miles? There's just a part of me that wants to beat the odds for the hell of it. Another thing that has helped me do slightly impossible things is the 3 more rule. Inevitably, you will reach these stopping points where the friction gets too high. When this happens, I tell myself 3 more. 3 more reps, 3 more sentences, 3 more minutes. And often you will find that after those 3 sentences, you've kept going and surpassed that friction point where most might have given up. You've done something when 3 sentences 3 minutes ago, it had felt impossible. Finally, what I want to emphasize is do it now. Just do it right now. A lot of things you want to do might not necessarily feel impossible. Heck, you can probably envision yourself doing that exact thing in 3 months' time, in 2 years' time. But what are the chances that you do it right now? If you can do it today, why not do it today? If you can do it right this moment, sure, it might not make sense, you might be on the toilet or in class or whatever, but if you can create that YouTube account, run that mile, talk to that one friend, ask how someone's doing, not eventually, but now, then just do it now and to hell with the odds of it. A lot of times, I have an idea in my head of when I'm going to start things. Oh, when I get to China, I'll start working on my filmmaking. Or when I get back to Canada, I'm actually going to step up my game. But why can't you start now if there's nothing actually stopping you? Just think, what are the chances that I start my YouTube channel today? What are the chances that I start my business today? What are the chances that I pick up a sketchbook and start drawing right now? You can shift your circumstances with one action, one seemingly impossible action that can defy all of your limiting thoughts. Every day you have infinite chances to attempt the impossible. In every moment you can do something highly unusual that can result in great shifts in your life. Sometimes we are tempted to blindly chase after the goals that we are meant to chase. Impossible things, certainly, but things that may or may not make our lives any more meaningful. Sometimes we perform task after task after task and ask ourselves why. Our world sapped of color. We forget perhaps how rich the universe truly is, how many priceless things it offers that make all else pale in comparison. If you've tasted fresh rain, woken up to snow, ran toward the sunset, talked deep into the night with someone you cared for, listened to breathtaking music while staring at the stars, if you've consumed art that leaves its indelible breath in your body, studied hours deep into a subject matter which fascinated you, walked through a library in awe of the free knowledge that surrounds you, painted in a trance, and ate a delicious home-cooked meal, you will realize that some goals feel so meaningless in comparison. Yet still, we deprive ourselves of such things by not attempting the small impossibilities present in every now. We deprive ourselves by returning to our monotonous habits, preferring to scroll instead of rising early to breathe in the sunrise, glancing at our phones instead of engaging with a book, depriving ourselves of connection by not willing to take the chance to talk to a stranger, depriving ourselves of new experiences, new stories, new opportunities for growth. Because a lot of times such things feel impossible. But why is it that we ask for an impossible life when we do not attempt impossible things? Isn't the whole point of living to find a new way of life, to show others what's possible, to add hope into the world, to discover parts of yourself by doing what you thought you could not, by cultivating your knowledge and wisdom? And you don't cultivate those things by doing what is expected and ordinary. For each and every person, they have their impossible that is waiting for them.